All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, well, we're not in the garage. We're talking about putting a through axle bike on a bike trainer. But before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're talking about putting a through axle bike on a bike trainer. It's one of those questions I've gotten multiple times over the years, and there's been a couple reasons I haven't really addressed it. Number one, I didn't really have a road bike or any bike that I wanted to put on my bike trainer to really demonstrate with. That's number one. Then I got the Triton here, my Poseidon Triton, and had through axles, had everything set. And then the second problem I had was cost of through axles. Because that's kind of the big deal with a through axle bike on a bike trainer is you essentially have to replace the through axle, and these guys who sell through axles are freaking proud of their product, apparently, and want to charge you ridiculous money for a through axle, which is kind of dumb. So I waited until I found an option that was affordable that some of you guys might be able to use as well. And of course, I've tested it out this whole winter, which is why we're filming this end of March right now. Is I've tested this out all winter long. I know it's worked, so I'm here to share it with you guys. That way you guys know you have other options out there. So how is putting a through axle bike on a bike trainer any different than putting any other kind of bike on a bike trainer? So let's take a look. So right back behind me here, we have a quick release wheel here. So a quick release wheel has these nubs on the ends of it, right here, where the lever is and then where it threads through right here. So essentially these nubs go into the claws on a bike trainer. Pretty much there are two slots right here on the bike trainer, and pretty much those, if you look this, that's what clamps your rear wheel into the bike trainer, holds it in place, make sure you don't die, good stuff like that, right? So that's kind of what a regular quick release wheel would do. It has those nubs on here that go into these clamps, and that's what holds it in place. Is just like that. Those nubs go in there, hold it, make sure it doesn't twist and turn or pop out. So a through axle is a little bit different. So a through axle has no nubs, essentially. In general, it's pretty flush where it ends on the drive side, and then the other side is essentially just a flat piece, and that's all you get, and that's not really enough to clamp onto with a bike trainer. I'll say some people have, and some people have their own luck. I would say I would never do that, because if you put down some power and that pops out, it's not a fun day for you, especially if you're clipped in. You're just going to go down, you're going to hurt yourself. Why do that? So really the solution to that problem is a new through axle. It's kind of a big deal. You get a new through axle that has essentially some sort of nub on this side and some sort of nub on that side, and you'd be all set to go. So that's what we've done on the Triton. I'll explain that in just a second. So to get that new through axle, that's kind of where the measuring and figuring things out kind of starts. So you're going to look for a couple things. So best thing to do is remove the axle from your bike. Take the through axle out. On your through axle, there should be a couple measurements. So you'll see one that's going to be length. This one's 170 millimeters. And then you're also going to see one that says it's going to be your thread pitch. In this case, it's a metric 12 by 1.5. Those are going to be the two measurements you really need. And then, of course, you're going to need to know the diameter of the axle. In this case, this is a 12 millimeter axle that we got right here. With those three measurements, you can go ahead and order yourself a new axle that you can use with a bike trainer. So, kind of big measurements there. You'll find a lot out there. Now, I will say, if you don't have any of this stuff on here, there's nothing written on your through axle, don't worry. You can still figure it out. So, length, of course, you can just measure from inside to outside right here. That'll give you your measurement of the length of your through axle. If you don't know the thread pitch, you can attempt to measure this out if you want to. My recommendation is go to like your local Ace Hardware, your hardware store. They have thread checkers there in the bolt section, like the loose bolt section. You can go up to those and you can just start thread. So you can see what they want the threads into. Easiest way, simple way. It's already there. It's already there. It's free. You just bring your axle with you. You can thread in, find which thread pitch is yours. Otherwise, like I said, you can try and measure it. There are different sizes, so just be aware that you need to get the right size to fit with your bike. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not going to be the right size, not going to be the right length, not going to be the thread pitch. It's not going to work. So make sure you get all that stuff good. Then you're going to go ahead and buy that axle. So I will have a link to the one that I bought down in the description below. This is one of the most affordable ones I've found. Essentially, with your new axle you're going to get, it's going to be very similar to this, except there's going to be a threaded portion on this side and a threaded portion on this side. And what you do with those is you essentially install your axle like normal. Some axles are going to come with a bunch of spacers here to make it the right length for your bike. So you just need to kind of put spacers on, make it so it fits just like your original one did, so it doesn't stick too far out the end. Once you put those spacers on, you slide this through, tighten it just like you would any other through axle. Then you get the little nubs on the end. Those are going to screw into the threads on both ends of the through axle. So you're going to screw them in there, and there you go. You have your axle all set, ready to go onto a bike trainer. And I will say there are some bikes where you might need to add a spacer in between that little nub on the through axle. That way you can get to clear like your derailleur, things like that. So that is a possibility. Most of them come with them. This one came with a bunch of spacers that worked fine. That made it work all good with this bike. Once you have those all set, it pretty much just goes in just like any other normal bike does. Pretty much get your bike here, and roll it right on back, throw her into our stationary side, just like that. Throw this side right there, line it up, and then we just make sure everything's all good and clamp her down, just like any other bike would. And that's going to hold it nice and secure in there. Like I said, I've ridden this throughout the whole winter. Hadn't had any issues with it. It works good. And honestly, when you want to go back to a regular through axle, it's as simple as removing the little nubs, putting your through axle back in. That's all it is. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with riding the through axle that's on there. It just has little nubs to it. You can take the nubs off if it really bugs you. Otherwise, you're going to leave it exactly like it is in your bike all year long. No problems with that at all. Which is really kind of a cool design to it. You know, makes things really simple to do. Once you have that clamped in there, you set it up just like you would any other bike trainer. You can use a block into your front wheel, get the wheel leveled out, but you're ready to go. It's kind of nice. You don't have to change anything except for that through axle, and you're just good to ride from there. Really, really easy swap. Like I said, the biggest issue I had was price of the through axles was the dumbest thing I saw. Everybody wants $50 to $70 or more for their through axle that's compatible with a bike trainer. They're out there cheaper. I'm telling you this, they're out there cheaper, and they work just the same. So hopefully that helps you guys understand how you put a through axle bike on a bike trainer. Hopefully that kind of helps a little bit how that all works, and hopefully my experience with a kind of a cheaper through axle helps some of you guys know that there are other options out there than those $50 to $70 through axles that are out there. If you guys enjoyed the video, or maybe you learned something new today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.